The University of North Florida, a bright star in the state university system's constellation. Tucked away in 1,300 acres of wetlands and woodlands, just a few miles from downtown Jacksonville, UNF is making a name for itself. This mid-sized university has been honored by such critical reviewers as U.S. News and World Report, Forbes magazine, the Princeton Review, the U.S. Green Building Council, and the Carnegie Foundation for the Advancement of Teaching. The prestigious Carnegie designation was the result of the university's strong focus on community-based learning, or CBL. CBL is central to UNF's mission. The goal is to give students real-world experiences to help them become graduates who are civically engaged and job-ready.
It's going to be something not a lot of engineering students have, that they've done some major project for a nonprofit organization, that they took it from an idea to complete implementation, and that they've left something out in the community that's actually working, serving a purpose. I think for those students it's going to be a line on their resume that's sort of invaluable to them.
STEM disciplines like engineering are a natural fit for community-based learning. But designing a course like this isn't easy, which is why UNF's Center for Community-Based Learning recently offered a workshop to help STEM professors tackle the challenge. It's one way the university demonstrates its commitment to STEM programs.
Sometimes the biggest challenge is moving the activities and the learning experience from the quality of work that is done in a classroom setting or in a laboratory setting into a community setting, which is much more dynamic and much more challenging because we're now adding another dimension and another partner to this learning process.
So we're going to start out by looking at our course outcomes.
The center brought together STEM professors like Chris Brown of engineering and Kartik Umapathi of computer science, who have already successfully incorporated CBL in their courses, to help professors like Michelle Moore of the College of Health tackle the questions that come with this challenge. Michelle Moore has developed a course that requires students to create real health education programs for a real community.
In the past, sometimes what we've had students do is kind of come up with a fictitious audience. So we'd say, pick an audience, what their age is, what the health issue is, and develop a program. And I wanted them really to have more experience actually developing a real program, so to speak. So they felt like it was more useful and they didn't have to make up or pretend characteristics about the audience. They could go out and find out about those people and then really develop that program.
Kartik Umapathi's students learn important lessons working with real clients to solve their real computer needs.
That interacting with the user is the key point with the software development, because if you need to get what user wants right, and if you make mistakes with that, pretty much entire project fails.
Chris Brown's students work with a real organization that rescues big cats. Their real-world challenge is to design a plan that will allow the organization to build a larger and more accommodating facility for their animals. The key to all these projects is to give students opportunities to go beyond book learning, to gain skills employers are looking for.
You're supposed to be technically excellent when you graduate with an engineering degree, but they also want, above and beyond that, they want students that communicate, that can be maybe a bit of a salesperson, that know how to interact with the real world, and I think all those are accomplished by working on real community projects.
Katrina Myers is a perfect example. As an engineering student, she worked on a CBL project that took her to Ghana, West Africa, where she and others designed and implemented infrastructure solutions to health problems at a children's home.
In a class, you would get to the point where you had a design, and then that would be the end of the class. So to take a project from a design to actually being built, that's a whole nother story. This is what we planned, but then we go to the market and they don't have a material available, or we can't get the plumber there that day, and trying to adjust our design and our plan on the fly and make things work. And that's something that isn't unique to the Ghana project or to construction in a developing country. That's the same rule applies here in the U.S.
Katrina Myers says her experience with the Ghana project was what set her apart from the pack when she looked for her first job. Terry Hall agrees.
I was very impressed. In fact, I immediately started to recruit her for future employment.
Terry Hall first took note of Katrina when she and her team gave a presentation about the Ghana project. From that point on, he says her teamwork and strong leadership abilities made her a prime candidate for Taylor Engineering. Once she was on board, he says he knew she was a great hire. She had management experience and knew how to deal with some very difficult situations.
Her learning curve was not steep at all when she began work here at Taylor Engineering. She was very well prepared and able to learn new concepts, new tools, new methodologies, and apply them extremely well and efficiently.
Results like these have helped encourage the community-based learning movement in all disciplines at UNF. But for students in science, technology, engineering, and math, CBL is fast becoming more than a movement. UNF recognizes the need to produce STEM graduates who can come to the job market with real-world experience. And the university is taking action by training and supporting faculty who will make things happen.
I think it's a very unique opportunity. I wish I'd had that opportunity when I was in school. And I think these students come out well prepared for work in the real world because they've already performed in the real world.